Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slowbuck Farm.
Yep, that farm.
Today is Monday, November 11th. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. Welcome to all of our returning subscribers. If you have stumbled upon this is a channel where we talk about grass stitch.
And thank you to all the veterans. It is Veterans Day.
It is. That was next.
Yeah.
Okay. It is Veterans Day.
We're goofballs. We have been married a long time. People who do not know us guessed this yesterday. I thought it was hysterical. No, Saturday was.
Yes, Saturday. Yes. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans. I know I already said that. Everybody's posting pictures of their veterans. I don't have any pictures of my grandfathers in their uniforms. I know they're around. I just have to go get copies of them from my parents, and it wasn't happening this weekend. We'll just leave it at that. Winter has cometh. We got like 2.57 seconds of fall.
No, fall come back.
And we're getting some snow. We're getting some snow tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of the... My drive to work is completely dependent, and I pray to the good Lord, that the snowplow people are like, hey, it's the beginning of the year, we have plenty of salt, let's put some down. Because with all the water, it's going from rain to sleet to snow, and it's going to be really cold.
It's a slow transition, though, so it
think
won't be too bad.
No, my problem is when it's wet and then it gets cold, it becomes ice. If they don't put salt down, you have a ice-covered slushy.
Well, it's this time of year, the ground is still warm enough that's not really a big issue. Where it's an issue is bridges or elevated roadway, elevated surfaces.
I know, I pass a lot. I go over a lot of them.
I know. Let's check over the Valley View Bridge.
Thank God I get off just before that thing.
Yes.
Jeez, Pete. The problem is anything that happens on that slows me up, though.
This is very true because you're very close. My hair looks awful today.
Oh.
Apologies.
Can I get a it's fine down there, please? Please. I want to live at 100 that it's fine down there.
All right, let's talk about all the love we got this week. Who'd we get love from, honey?
Megan? Not how I'm used to seeing it spelled, but okay. Megan, Glenna, Bridget, Andrea, Lynn.
Lynn went there with the Green Acres joke. And I appreciated it.
You read the rest.
And Cheryl named Liberty Angel. She named it Lala. Leisure Arts Liberty Angel. The dog is snoring. My apologies if you can hear it.
But I'm not doing anything to the old lady who's getting
She's had a rough couple of days. So we're just going to let her snore, okay? And if you don't like it, that's too bad. You can leave because my dog is old and I love her to death. Anyways, Cheryl named Liberty Angel Lala. She also said that she enjoyed seeing the backside of my New Year's Fairy, but she didn't actually see the backside of my New Year's Fairy. Because after I laughed about it and I said, oh, oops, I went, wait, I'm pretty sure I showed the front side.
And what was my comment?
And I rewound it. And I looked at the video. And no, I showed you guys the front side.
She just stitches in the ditch.
I stitch in the ditch. So I don't know if that was the problem.
Probably.
Or if it just it does kind of look like a blob at the moment. So... And I hear some woos coming by too. I don't know if they're coming this way.
And we have a very adventurous feline right now.
And the cat is being very curious. So I'm not sure, but no, it was the front side, Cheryl. It was. I promise it was. It just kind of doesn't look too hot.
It's still in the blob phase of the cross stitch.
It's no longer in the blob phase. It's starting to get some definition. That's all we got. Oh. I know she occasionally watches our videos. So, Michelle, G, Bendy Stitchy, our beloved Bendy Stitchy. Much love and strength and prayers, because I'm a prayer. So I'm going to pray for you, even though I know you're atheist. They got some struggles going on in her family right now. So I'll link her channel below. You can watch her latest video. She talks about it. It's not my business to put out there, but she did put it out there on her channel. So,
Welcome thingy.
I already said that before Happy Veterans Day.
Okay, I can show my brain fry.
Brain butt. Okay, time for whips. Whips. We're bouncing. Okay. Oh, it finishes. I'm on a roll. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just envisioning you in one of those little blowy up ball things you ride in, going down a hill.
I don't know if that would be fun or terrifying.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you get out of it. Go, that was terrifying. I asked you if you want to do it again. You go, yes, after I catch my breath.
After I drag my fat butt back up the hill.
Oh, I drive you back up the thing.
Okay.
Okay, Ink Circles, Dragons of Sumatra. I think if anybody sees you with that. I am actually done with this section of it, and I'm on to the next. Yay!
Yay!
So I finished this guy up, got this, that.
What's your fabric?
No idea.
16 count pitch of this plus thunderstorm. What's your thread?
No idea.
DMC 115.
So I keep her around for. Hey, I'm glad I remember where the heck I left the thing.
Okay.
My bag's kind of helpful with that.
I'm going to try to do this in the most organized fashion I can. Because, well, y'all know I have a lot of whips, so.
One of these days, I'm going to get bored and make her a conveyor belt. Or a turntable.
Lazy Susan of Whippage. I forgot my notebook that I normally put my notes for Flosstube in, so it's not. Okay, so,
I now know what my purpose is.
let us start with, it is, what are we doing? What is this week? Oh, we're doing a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving theme in Daily 30.
I love you.
There was some
you.
brain falls. But I'm not there yet. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing right now, people.
You're sitting here filming Flosstube.
Cornucopia week was last week. That's what we need to talk about. What I need to talk about first. Cornucopia week was last week.
Horn of Plenty.
Horn of Plenty. We had to stitch on something we have and talk about something we want. So you can pretty much pick anything. I went with my lady because I have a lot of memorabilia that I want. So I thought, just tie the two together because that's kind of dorky. So I had to do some frogging on lady. I had to do a little bit of frogging on lady. It was not as much as I anticipated, but we had to do some frogging in her flag. I had this section down here up too high. Or no, yeah.
She skipped 10 columns, 10 rows.
I had this section down here up too high. So I just had to figure out, it was like, I don't know, maybe 50 stitches, maybe 75. Wasn't that bad. But I managed to frog it out and restitch her and get it all in the right placement, which makes me very happy. So this is on a 32 count, hand-dyed by the Slovak farm, in the colorway For Your Thoughts. The color is a little bit
better on this than the other one.
Yeah, it's still showing up. It's still reading kind of light, but I do love it. I did, how many stitches did I do on that? I did 223 stitches on this.
By the way,
What?
so not only does the camera add 10 pounds, but it removes 5 contrast.
Apparently. Next up, we did. Oh, we had to stitch on something that we would find in a cornucopia. I went with... Is that right side up? Yeah, that's right side up. I went with turkey sausage because you'd find pumpkins in a cornucopia. And I actually Googled that to make sure pumpkins were a part of a cornucopia.
Sad part is I could have told you that.
Like, I was like, pumpkins are in a cornucopia. And then I doubted myself. So, here's where we are. This is also on a hand dyed by the Slovak farm. It's 28 count. Cleveland Fog. I did 207 stitches on this, and that was this flower up here and what you see on the dog that got stitched, what you see on the boy dog. And I was trying really hard to go with the color I already had in this pattern for the hat. It just wasn't working, so I just went and got some DMC black.
310, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. There's a color. There are two colors I know. Blanc and 310.
And I already told you how many stitches I did on that. So then, we had to stitch on a project that we were lured into stitching because they used the cornucopia to lure settlers to the new land.
So half your stitch?
So, you know, just about everything I've got because I can be enabled, apparently, when it comes to some things. As virtual stitch is what they can enable me to do. I was enabled to start New Year's Fairy with everybody during the Hate sale at the beginning of the month. I don't do Hates. But I do Mirabilias in large quantities. So I started her. I'm completely converting her colors, and I'm doing her in all metallics.
Because for some reason when she picked out the floss, her brain was like off.
So, as you can see, it's the front side, and there's a thread hanging. And this is how I knew it was the front side. That's the needle minder. Okay. I did, how many stitches did I do on her? I did 204 stitches on her, which finished the top half of her dress and her arm. And she is on a 28 count Silk Weavers in Fantasy Opalescence. This is a DMC metallic. This is a Victorian motto. It reads a little bit washed into the fabric on here, but it does stand out pretty good. And Nora outlines her skin with a darker thread, with a dark thread, so it will be fine. Then we had to stitch on something that we find at a fair.
Do you like me actually getting used to this thing?
He took out his holder and his...
This is why I hold my pattern on when I'm stitching.
I did Ride Forth Singing because you find horses at the fair. You find people at the fair. You find people riding horses at the fair. You find flowers at the fair.
You find a lot of pink things at the fair.
You find pink things at the fair. You find graffiti written on walls at the fair. I don't know where that came from.
And you also get a lot of random sayings, so usually they're on t-shirts.
And lately they haven't been too nice.
Lately, I'm going to go in there and wash the people's mouths out with soap.
Yes. Here she is. This is on a 14 count Silk Weavers in Mountain Rose. Can y'all tell I like the color pink?
If you can't, give her a...
Pink fabric number 2.
Pink shirt.
I did 236 stitches on this, which was these 3 stems and these 2 flowers. And the stem, that flower, that stem, and that flower were not enough for 200 stitches. So I just did the whole stem. Make my life easier. So my goal is to have this one finished by 2020.
By the end of 2020 or by the end of 2019?
My goal is to have Red Force Singing done by the end of August 2020.
Sorry.
Blamp. Alright, so that was all of my prompts for Cornucopia Week. I did stitch on one of them. I showed you one of them last week. We moved into... So, for the weekend, I did finish Cappadocia Week. We'll get to that. Let us move into the weekend stitching. I did one of my November monthlies. If you'll remember, we have to pick 5 of 10 prompts, do 500 stitches on each of those, and tie them into something that people are thankful for, that you're thankful for. So this week I worked on my thankful for food, and I pulled out the Witchy Stitchers freebie, R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, because Anthony Bourdain taught us about food. He taught us to love food. He taught us to appreciate food. He taught us to appreciate the people who give us the food, and to appreciate people.
And to be open.
And to be open to food.
But anything but pumpkin spice.
It's anything but pumpkin spice.
Yes, I want in a second.
So, if you're a pumpkin spice lover, I apologize.
No, she doesn't.
But I do not like pumpkin spice, and I love me some Anthony Bourdain. So, I did 530 stitches on that, and that finished. That was the whole saying, finished the saying, and so that was most of the saying, and it finished up the end of his name. So all I have left to do is this pumpkin. There's 2 pumpkins on there. So, and this is on a hand-dyed by Stephanie's Bewitched. I thought it worked. And I love me some Anthony Bourdain. Sorry, not sorry. He didn't like pumpkin spice.
I don't mind pumpkin spice. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it within a week of it coming up.
Okay. So, now we talk about Charlie Brown Week. We had to stitch on, so we have prompts this week for Charlie Brown. The Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. So a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is the 3rd Charlie Brown TV movie, the 3rd Charlie Brown special that they made. So we had to stitch on our 3rd newest whip. There was some debate in my brain, sorry, my knuckles were hurting, about whether or not Lady of the Flag or my log cabin ornament were 3rd. I figured if I finished my log cabin so I pulled out my log cabin ornament. I started them at just about the same time, so I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. I figured if I finished this, I would stitch on Lady of the Flag to finish out the stitching. Then I pulled it out and realized that I had originally oriented my fabric one way, turned it the other way. I had to do some frogging. I had to get to some creative stitching.
I love you.
Can you tell I made a mistake?
Yeah, because you told them.
Can you point out where the mistake was?
No, because you haven't told them.
And I'm not going to, because if I don't point it out, I guarantee you don't know. I will say that I started with my fabric oriented this way. When I started the corners, at some point I turned my orientation this way. I just had to pull out a few stitches and restitch some things. Couple of things still aren't, couple of things I think if you look at it, it looks a little goofy. But it's going on a Christmas tree, so...
If you're paying that
Are you
much
going to stand there and
attention
study my hand-stitched ornaments on my Christmas
to
tree?
it, some people will because they think they're awesome. But they won't notice.
But they won't notice. So I did not finish out my log cabin. I got 402 stitches on this, which included the restitching around the border, the bits of border that I had to restitch. Finished the roof, the 2 trees, and the chimney. So I don't know if there's 500 stitches left on this, but this would go good for one of the monthlies. Actually, if I do use this for a monthly, I'm going to use it for the bonus on the monthlies, because if you do more than 5 on the monthlies, anything after the first 5, you only do 200 stitches on. So, I'm going to save it for that if I get to that point, just because I'm not sure there's 500 stitches on it. And that's the way it is. Okay, so let's move into some finishes, folks. That turned into a finish today.
Oh, so
What? Okay. So, I can't...
yes, I drew an arrow pointing to finish for next to it because I'm a dog. See, now it makes sense in my brain.
Okay. So we had to stitch on... What did I do this for?
Ball.
Oh, no. Cafe does see a week. We had to stitch on something with a moon. I didn't have anything with a moon on it, so I decided to do some alternative stitching because I ended up with enough time. I think like Thursday I ended up with time after finishing up Cornucopia week. I said, there's a red light reflecting on something. There's a red light reflecting on my curio cabinet, and it was kind of weird. Because
you mean the taillights?
Yeah, that's what it was. But I heard fire sirens, so I was a little concerned at first.
It was probably somebody stopping because they heard the fire siren.
Pardon my squirrel. Pardon my squirrel. So, I decided to do some alternative stitching. I just picked something to do alternative stitches on. I picked my main street. I was fairly certain I would finish up the grocery store. I was right. So I actually stitched on both the grocery store and the library for that. So we have a grocery store finished, folks. Yeah, let's pull this off of here. I'm using this for something else too. Which we'll get to in plan. So I finished the grocery store. So I did 456 stitches on this. I don't think I had the door in it when I wrote it. I don't remember now what all I stitched. But I know I put the flowers in the basket. I stitched the cat on. There's 2 bottles in the window. Flowers in the basket. Cat. Bottles in the window. I put the other color in this basket. The sign. The apples in this basket. The sidewalk. And the bottom border. And 1 row in the library. I needed 1 row in the library to finish. So, the library is earmarked for something for this week. That's why there's some stitches on it. So I got 1 finish. And then for one of the prompts this week for Charlie Brown Week, we needed to stitch on something that was in the shape of a ball. Because Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving opens with the famous scene of Charlie Brown going to kick the football and Lucy yanking it away. Kind of feel like the Cleveland Browns. Squirrel.
Actually, I was going to say, there are better ways to express your affection, Lucy.
Right. We'll get back to that. So, my little sailboat kit that Glenna so lovingly sent me is in the shape of a ball. This is really cute. The back stitching on this was a pain in my butt. I finished it, though. I put 474 stitches in on this to finish it. I stitched way more than the prescribed 400 needed for it because when I hit the 400, I was almost done with the back stitching and I just wanted it finished.
She'd already ripped most of the Band-Aid off. She just wanted to finish what you did.
I literally was just like, I want this done. I spent the better part of my afternoon while making body butter backstitching this. Because when I make body butter for my Bath & Body business, I have to...
Hurry up and wait.
It is a lot of hurry up and wait. Because you melt the ingredients, you mix them up, and you gradually whip it as it cools. So like every 20 minutes I'm up mixing it with a hand mixer. So it's like... I don't want to go upstairs into the craft room and get involved in sewing because then I get distracted and I forget. So, did 2 finishes this week. You know what that means. My computer doesn't like this phone cord. So, I did a total of 2,795 stitches this week, which is solid, impressive.
Which is why I was sitting here writing things.
I was busy this week.
I wrote, go Laura, wow, and awesome. That's what I was doing.
I had to go to the church Tuesday night, last Tuesday night, for a directories committee meeting. Wednesday night was guild meeting, which I stitched at guild meeting, so Thursday night I had a directories committee meeting. Friday I had to stuff bulletins for said directory. I'll be glad when November's over and this church directory is done. That's all I got to say about that. So that was my stitching for the week. Let us move on to haul. Haul, y'all.
The face she hit was you.
Well, that's why I did the face again, because that's why I was laughing. He was laughing. Guild meeting, the guild freebie table. I need to take stuff to the guild freebie table because I always tend to come home with stuff from the guild freebie table. Somebody had a bunch of sampler books set out. There's not patterns in these. They're just historical information on samplers. If I could afford to buy the Hands Across the Seas samplers for the historical information, I would, but those are... I mean, you're paying for the chart with the historical information, and since I have zero intentions on ever actually stitching one of them, so I got, because I like, I like history. I like history. I like historical things. And then, I'll get that in a minute. Somebody was cleaning out their stash. I picked up a Bucilla kit, Gardner Knows. Highly doubt I'm going to put it in that little house, even though it came with it. But I did think it was cute, a cute pattern. And then I picked up these 2 Mill Hill kits, not realizing that they were actually all beaded. I do like my beading, so there we go. I love beading, so I'm good.
I didn't see anything I liked.
Joe didn't see anything he liked.
Which, if you're a guy and you stitch, you know. especially when I don't like sports.
True story.
So, of the stuff for guys, half of it I don't like.
Yes. Saturday at market, there's a lady that sets up with crocheted items that she sells before the holidays. And she has a helper that goes with her, and I can't for the life of me remember the lady's name. Leanne's the lady that sets up with her crocheted stuff. I can't remember the other lady's name now to save my own life. But she used to be a stitcher. As she's going through things in her house, she finds some things that she no longer wishes to do, and she's given them to me. So this is an old Janlin kit. What's it called? Spring and Bloom. I'm hoping everything's in there. Looks like the important stuff's in there. The thread's in there, the fabric's in there, the chart's in there. I can deal with not having a needle. I can see.
You wouldn't use it anyway.
A true story. And then
Needle snob.
I like my Pat Carson's needles.
Doesn't change them.
And then she gave me Birds of Summer, which I love it. It is on an Aida. It's stitched on an Aida. It's a full kit again. It's stitched on an Aida. But I was looking at it. There's a lot of quarter stitches in it. So I think I'm going to swap it out for an even weave when I stitch it. So that it's easier. Y'all, let me tell you, I have found the beauty of even weave doing quarter stitches. I loves it. I loves it. My final bit of haul is not necessarily cross stitching related, but I know people are gonna love it when they see it. And they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Because that's been the reaction every time I've shown this to somebody. I found my planner for 2020. It is Thomas Kincaid's Disney Dreams. All of the weeks have a different scene from the Disney Dreams paintings. Yes, I did. Found it at Sam's Club. So go hit up your local Sam's Club if you would like this.
Or find somebody who has a Sam's Club membership and con them and they get it for you. And if you live near Ohio.
Okay, that's all for the week. I just had an avalanche. Plans.
Da, 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 da.
Plans?
Well, I need to wait for you to get stuff from 123 Stitch so we can start the one. Floss.
Oh.
I'm doing, they have this pieces and parts, and I decided to go a little nuts. It's supposed to be take one little thing from one cross stitch and put it into another. I'm like, I made a name badge. Joe, J-O-E. 3 different samplers, letters. And then from another different sampler, I got 2 little cats on either side.
There you go. You could start stitching it before I get the floss, like you could stitch in your name.
I know, but that's just how my brain works.
I know.
And then, until I get that, I have dragons.
Yep. Joe knows my stitching very well. We were talking over... So Saturday morning, we got up early to get donuts to take to market with us. Y'all don't want to know the donut story.
They ran out of donuts in 2 hours. They opened at 5. We were going to get them around 7:30. By 7, they had no more donuts.
They made more donuts, and they ran out again. And they made more donuts. Like, they could not consistently keep donuts in the shop Saturday.
But
Which, for their grand opening day, maybe could be understandable. Same thing happened on Sunday.
okay.
Moving along. So we had time to chat about my stitching plans for the week and my challenges. So Joe is helping me pick out projects for my challenges, and he's going, well, you could do this one, you could do that one, you could do that one. Joe knows my stitching well.
I believe I actually went, wait a minute, how do I know you're stitching that well? Like, I actually pick out most of her stitching, and I'm actually reminding her of stuff that she hasn't touched in a while.
He is. So also, because I finished the October month, I didn't tell you all this last week. Because I finished all of the challenges on the October monthly, the bonus challenge did not count to get the reward. I'm a turkey. I have 4 feathers to use this month, if I so choose. And what those feathers are is if we decide that there is a stitching challenge that we don't have something that fits, or in my case it will be if I run out of time getting things stitched, we can say I'm going to use my feather for this prompt, and we get full credit for the prompt. For the weeklies, not the monthly. Cheryl also posted something very interesting the other day about thinking about your top 3 whips for the next year, or thinking about the 3 whips you want to get the most work on next year. Really hope that's going to tie into the yearly. Kind of wish we could double dip the yearly with the weekly and the monthly challenges. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done a whole lot on the yearlies in her group because I've had quite a full stitching docket with the weeklies and the monthlies. I mean, I'm not going to complain because I'm busy, I'm getting tons of stitching in.
Okay, you got almost 2,800 in. If you did the yearlies, you'd be up to 4.
Exactly. I mean, I'm filling my time with the stitching I have, and if I have time to work on those yearlies, I'll work on those yearlies. If not, it'll be alright. It will be alright. So Charlie Brown week. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving week. I've already finished the prompt for the 3rd newest project. I finished the prompt for stitch on something in the shape of a ball. During Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, Snoopy gets into a fight with a garage door and a lawn chair. Because that's Snoopy. So we are to stitch on something that has fought with you. What did you say, honey?
What, doesn't that fit?
Basically. There are a few things that I would say.
She's done one of them. Like, if she wasn't done one of the ones she has that she has done, I would look at it and said, finish this.
Like, let's be real. Had I not finished my Wise Man for the Nativity, totally would have been the one I would have picked.
She hasn't just fought that one. I'm talking about WrestleMania levels of conflict going on here.
But since the angel, I'm kicking stuff that's next to that. Sorry, I just shook it. Since the angel really hasn't fought me, I've only done a few things on her. It wouldn't be appropriate, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I picked Plant Happiness because
That's your most recent argument?
that's my most recent argument, because doing those quarter stitches on Ada, yeah, had I realized how much easier even what leave would have made my life, probably would have just went that route. And honestly, because of the way I'm doing the color conversion, stitching those flowers is a little tedious. So I have to do 400 stitches on this. There's a solid chance I'm going to put it off, and put it off, and put it off, and maybe use a feather for it.
Unless I walk by and make you do it.
I am going to try.
I know how to make you.
I am planning on doing my stitches on this. I've got to see how time in my life works out. I'm not even going to lie about that. I just got to see how time in my life works out. I needed stuff that was on the floor.
Need any of this stuff?
Yes. So,
Stop getting that turntable. Because you need everything twice.
wait a minute.
What?
I'm missing something.
Did you see you just finished something from that already?
I did, but I think I'm missing one. I think I'm missing a prompt. I think I didn't write down a prompt.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's not a
You
big
want
deal.
to pause and go look for it?
No, it's not a big deal. I just don't think I wrote something down. I didn't write something down. So, going back to the football incident at the beginning of Charlie Brown, in the rest of the movie, you don't see Lucy during the rest of the Charlie Brown special. So, we are prompted to stitch on something with a very obvious focal point that we haven't got to yet. I had several options for this, but I kind of thought this is the biggest one, and I have goals on this. So, Ride Forth Singing, because I mean, really, when you look at it, she's kind of the focal point. I haven't stitched her yet. I'm saving her for last.
Because you won't mind that part.
I might, because it is all one color. I might go, what am I thinking?
Yay!
So,
I actually had to kind of go.
And then our final prompt is to tie in Charlie Brown's Christmas menu to a whip. And Charlie Brown's Christmas menu consisted of toast, popcorn, jelly beans, pretzels, and something that maybe possibly resembled ice cream. So we have to tie something into that.
Oh, this is where I know way too much about it.
This is where his help really came in, because I'm like, I don't have anything. He goes, well, when did you find all of those things in the grocery store on Main Street?
And the look I got from her was...
Yahtzee. So, and I'm picking the project out because I don't have them, because of the order I'm doing them in. So even though I finished the grocery store, the library is right next to the grocery store. It's all on one piece of fabric. You would find all of those things in a grocery store. Somewhere down here in the rest of this is a drugstore that used to sell ice cream sodas, a general store. I don't think we're going to be too particular about that. So, as long as it's all on one project, they haven't really been too particular. So that is mine. So that's going to be my Charlie Brown stitching for the week. I have to stitch on, I have 3 more monthly prompts to stitch on. I decided that the best way for me to tie my stitching in for the spouse thankful prompt is to let my spouse pick my project. He selected Ride Forth Singing.
I like that one.
I am down because my goal is to have that finished.
Actually, I just always liked it because I always liked riding horses. Mm-hmm. And I've always loved it. Actually, it kind of reminds me of a barrel racer.
Yeah.
And I've always liked watching that. It always fascinated me. I'm like, how did... that's awesome. I'm weird.
Damn it. It's okay. So then, Friends... The Friends prompt, I have 2... I can't decide which one I want to do for it. Whether I want to do New Year's Fairy. Because my Stitchy twin loves Mirabilia. And I was...
And your friend's conscience.
And my friends conned me into starting it.
And it's all shiny because of Stitchy Twin.
It's all shiny because of Stitchy Twin. It kind of has the heavier thought in my brain. Because...
Can it be a smart butt?
What?
Do half of them on one, half of them on the other?
I don't know if I'm going to do that. The other one that I might possibly do for that is Lady of the Flag. Because I was gifted Lady of the Flag by a friend. And... Lady of the Flag? Someone gifts you Lady of the Flag, you are going to appreciate the heck out of that person. But...
You also have Lady of the Flag.
I have Lady of the Flag for my Freedom prompt. For my Freedom prompt for the monthly, because I don't really have any other patriotics going right now. And I mean, Lady of the Flag is synonymous with freedom. So,
There's a flipping flag on it.
So, if I choose to, if I have time, health, shelter, water, job, and laughter are the other 5 prompts. You can do 200 stitches each and get, I forget how, you get extra tokens. You get bonus tokens if you do them all. Will I get to the last 5?
Can I be smart?
Stay tuned.
Because I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 of them with one of your stitches. Sand house, sand house, sand house, sand house. And the snow's technically frozen water, so sand house. You can do all of those with sand house.
Does have a good
Because
point.
the elves' job is to make toys. Health, good food, health, period. Win. It's a house, shelter, snow, it's frozen water. Laughter. Elves.
He does have a point there.
In case you just want to knock the crap out of that one for you.
He does have a good point there. I don't know. We'll see what kind of time I have. Like I said, November.
And this was Saturday, by the way.
Yeah. Like I said, November is busy working on the church directory.
Well, not only that, but family.
And family.
You got family stuff to do.
So-
Then again, you usually stitch one white family. You can't bring the big stuff.
Well, I mean, we're really only going to my parents, so.
Oh, we're not going. Oh, it's a Christmas this year.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Yeah, well, it's always at Christmas. But anyways, announcements. I don't have a whole lot of announcements.
We're busy with family stuff. We'll get back to you after Christmas on announcements.
Yeah, I mean, watch the shop for bags, for fabric. I'm working on things.
We went shopping again.
Yes.
She keeps making the mistake of bringing me one to watch.
Actually, what I bought the fabric for yesterday is for a purse for myself, and I'm going to make a set of bags for the retreat to raffle off. It's going to be one of each size that I offered. That's going to be for the raffle for the charity that we're raising money for. If you sign up if you register your room and register for the retreat, pay at least a deposit on the retreat before the end of the year, you'll get an extra raffle. You'll get a free raffle ticket for our raffle drawings. That's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm really tired.
All the goodbye stuff.
Yes, the goodbye stuff. Please take a moment to thumbs up our video if you enjoyed it. Please take a moment to leave a comment.
Even construction criticism is welcome. Has to be constructive. Criticize. Just be constructive. I want to know why you think I'm annoying, so I can keep doing it.
Yeah, there's a solid chance if you leave constructive criticism, I'm not going to follow it. I got some thread stuck in that zipper. This is why I don't use zipper bags.
Why don't you never make them?
Take a moment to share us with it. No, I don't make them because sewing with zippers is a pain in the butt. I actually just don't have enough practice. Take a moment to share our video with your friends. We love you all.
Bell notification thingy me Bob.
If you're not a subscriber and you have survived this far and you think we are funny, ring the bell notification so you get notified when we post a new video and you can put it in your watch later file.
Subscribe-y.
And do what I do and spend Sunday morning sitting, stitching, watching Flosstube.
You want? I can just saw that entire spiel real quickly.
What?
Go hit all the buttons down there.
Hit the buttons. Alright, we're out for the week.
Bye.